Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. I'm probably the last person on earth to record this game and put it on YouTube, but today we're playing Batman Arkham City, which is probably the best Batman game ever made in most people's opinion, including mine. I think before this, the best Batman games are probably on the Super Nintendo, Batman Returns and Batman the Animated Series. And this has somewhat in common with the animated series. This reminds me of if the animated series actually grew up and became a bit mature, and a lot of the voice actors from the animated series are in this game, and that's kind of special to me. And the new game, Arkham Origins, I believe it's called, it takes the original voice actors from the animated series out, like Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy, and that's part of what made this game special. But anyway, one thing I wanted to point out, because sometimes I point out like 3D modes, this game actually has a 3D mode for people who don't have a 3D TV there. I don't know if you want to wear the glasses or whatnot that are multicolored, because it would give me a headache after a while. But I do like the subtle 3D in this game. It makes the environments look better. It's very, very subtle, but it adds depth. Like if you look down a hallway, it looks like the hallway's down. Like it's not like the 3D where things come at you. Or like if you're high on top of a building and you look down, it actually looks like you're high up there. So let me get started. I'm in the middle of the game somewhere, so if you haven't played this and want to play it all the way through, or you're playing this, you might not want to watch this because this might spoil something. I've been replaying this game. I finished it when it first came out, which was 2011, I believe. But this is one of those games you can sail right through because you don't want to stop playing. As far as getting a copy, I definitely recommend getting the Game of the Year copy because it comes with all the DLC. This doesn't have the DLC, and whatever you do, don't get this game used because you will not get the extra missions on either version. Like if you buy the original new, you get a code to play the Catwoman missions. If you don't, you won't get that code, and you'll have to pay extra for the Catwoman levels. But like if you get the Game of the Year, you get to play as Robin, Nightwing, Catwoman, and then you get to play the downloadable content of Harley Quinn's Revenge, which is a $10 download. So yeah, I highly recommend getting that. If you want to pick a version, get that. It's probably $40 or under. Hold on, I'm messing with my computer and make sure this is recording correctly because I've been having some issues. Alright, where do we begin? I'm gonna try my best to talk and play this game at the same time. I believe we're trying to find DNA right now. After you beat this game, or you can do it while you're playing it, there's a ton to do. There's 400 Riddler missions, which is mind-boggling. I don't think that I'll be able to deal with any of them without some sort of strategy guide. But you actually unlock a bunch of stuff. As you can see here, you can upgrade all of your gadgets and suit armor. There's a ton of Riddler stuff here, which is a ridiculous amount. But I don't usually deal with that until after the game. When I started to replay this, I no longer had to save from the original game because my hard drive died on me, so I'm replaying it again. There'll be like a Game Plus mode where you have all of your gadgets and stuff, and that's probably the best time to get the trophies. The only problem with that is I believe that you don't get any indicators of when to counterattack, which is extremely helpful. I'm wearing headphones, by the way, so I'm probably talking really loud so I can hear myself, and I can still barely hear myself. I'm supposed to be looking for this DNA. I don't even know where it is. I believe that's where I left off. I'm actually not looking for Talia, but probably want to go here towards the museum. You can literally glide throughout the whole city once you get the hang of it. Where's the little marker I can put down? I forgot. There we go. This is a really nice looking game. Obviously the PC version's the best. The PC version actually has extended physics features, like with smoke that actually reacts to you moving through it, and more particle effects. What would you call that? Like the smoke acting realistically? Just smoke particle effects? I don't know. So this game's like a lot more open-ended than Arkham Asylum, which I should have played first since this is a sequel. But since I'm playing this, you'll just have to watch this. Batman the Animated Series was probably my first serious endeavor in the comic books when I really got into comic book characters. Like, I really liked the Tim Burton Batman films. I didn't appreciate it when they first came out. I remember seeing the trailer for Batman, the first movie, when I went to go see Ghostbusters 2 in the theater. To you younger people, that probably makes me sound extremely old that I actually saw the Batman Tim Burton movie trailer in the theaters, but I never went to the movies that much. That was one of the first movie experiences I had. I think my mom said when I was a little kid I went to go see Bambi, and I cried when the mom died. And I saw Oliver and Company. I think that came out before Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 came out in 1989. Giving you an idea, I was born in 1984, the year when some of my favorite movies came out, like Ghostbusters and the Terminator. The reason why you're hearing all these guys is Batman has some sort of radio. But I was literally obsessed with Batman after Batman Returns came out. I might have told this story already, but we rented this I guess it wasn't really a bad movie, but I'd just say some shitty like comedy that's kind of cutesy because it's some girl that says ironic adult like things because she says stuff beyond her age. It's called Curly Sue. And since I never went to the theaters, I didn't know that they were making another Batman movie. And I guess it wasn't that long for a sequel to be made, but since I was so young, the amount of time between Batman Returns and the original Batman movie probably seemed like an eternity. But I remember seeing like Catwoman and the Penguin, and the Penguin kind of was scary and stuff like that, and I was just like, what is this? And I remember not giving a shit about the movie, but continuously rewinding that trailer back and forth and back and forth. I feel sorry for whoever poor sap renting the movie after me, because that part of the movie is probably worn out. Catwoman was probably most people's my age's introductory to puberty and girls. I feel sorry for the people that grew up with the Catwoman from the 1960s show, because I strongly believe that Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman is way, way better. Inappropriately better than the one in the 1960s. And there'll never be another Catwoman that's better. Like, I know they have Anne Hathaway now. Anne Hathaway's cute, but she's not Michelle Pfeiffer with her little Tim Burton stitched out rubber Catwoman suit, which people, and I guess that are into the S&M thing, especially with the bullet, probably appreciate very much. Alright, I'm going around in circles because I'm running my mouth, of course. Oh, the museum's right here. There we go. So, one of Talia's people, which is, what is it, the League of Shadows? You might remember them from Batman Begins, although they're a little bit different on this, because they have the Lazarus Pit and stuff like that from the comics and the cartoon that actually bring you back to life or rejuvenate you. I don't think that's in the Christopher Nolan movies, just because it's different. I think the Lazarus Pit was that thing Bruce Wayne climbed out of in Batman Rises. I don't know. I didn't think that movie was all that great, to be honest with you. Sorry, people. I like The Dark Knight Returns, but I will always be a Tim Burton Batman fan. As far as I'm concerned, it's Batman movies ended there. And I think the animated series is basically an extension of the animated series. Oh, look at camera. Let me waste my time before I go anywhere and get that. There's all these little side missions you can do. But they use like a lot of the musical cues in the animated series, and like for instance the Penguin was a lot similar to the Penguin on Batman Returns. He even had like the little flipper fingers and stuff, which I don't think Penguin has in the comic book. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But I feel like this is like the mature, logical extension of the Tim Burton movies. Of course, the comic book and then the animated series. More so the animated series. The animated series was kind of an extension of the movies, but yeah. So now that they're changing all the actors and stuff like that, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the new game. I definitely believe it'll be good, but I don't think it'll have that special nostalgic feeling that people who grew up with the 1992 series, I'm not talking about all the spin-offs like Batman Beyond or the Batman series that played after Superman, that wasn't nearly as good when the animation got shittier. Like the first 3 seasons of the Batman the animated series was drawn like the old what was it, Max Fleischer or whatever the heck his name is, the cartoon guy that did the old Superman cartoons from the 1940s. I gotta find that blood. If I'm not selling this game, watch somebody else's video who will sell it, because this game is awesome. And I lost the trail of blood because I was running around in circles. But I don't care what I was doing. Like, my parents made me go outside and play during the day for the most part. But I remember no matter what I was doing, when 4 o'clock came, I guess I was around 8 years old in 1992. I would haul ass to go home. Could be in the middle of building a dam in the creek, which we did for some reason, for reasons unknown. I just don't think there's ever been a show like that in my life after Batman the Animated Series. It's a very special show. I mean, I really got into Spider-Man. I embarrassingly got into the Power Rangers for a while, but that's when I really followed the show and its storyline. I think Batman the Animated Series and The Real Ghostbusters are probably my favorite cartoon series of all time. I actually really appreciate The Real Ghostbusters more than I did when I was a kid, just because I didn't appreciate things like the animation or the stories based on some stories were based on the actual occult, which is, I don't think they could get away with that now. I mean, they had H.P. Lovecraft, the Necronomicon, Cthulhu, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Spider-Man was a pretty good show, but extremely sanitized. That's the museum. I'm going in circles, aren't I? It says Institute. That's probably the museum. Yeah, it's the museum. And that dinosaur's alive. It wasn't last time. This is one of those games I probably should have recorded a commentary afterwards, but I don't like those very much when I watch them personally. I worry with the new consoles coming out now that they all have share buttons, if people like me who like to comment on games while they're playing them, our video is going to be lost in the crowd of the millions of videos that other people make. It makes me think how in depth that those share buttons will be. What's the quality of the videos that they're going to be able to share? The only thing I think that people that do commentaries have over the people who don't. I'm going in circles again. Let's see. This is embarrassingly bad. This probably has the easiest fighting system to learn ever. Sleeping Dogs has a similar fighting system. Although it's hard for me because I'm colorblind. And Sleeping Dogs, instead of having those little electrical marks over their head or whatever the hell you want to call them, they turn, the bad guys turn red, which sometimes I fail to see. I'm trying not to beat up the green guy, because the green guy you can interrogate him. If he's not green, that's because I'm colorblind, I don't know. And I'm not just saying that as a figure of speech, I actually am colorblind. That's why Sleeping Dogs fighting system is a little bit difficult. I do like that some of the games, usually shooters, are having colorblind modes where they kind of eliminate like red or green crosshairs or indicators, which is the biggest pet peeve. Like, I like in Resident Evil Revelations, at least on the 3DS, I don't know about the new versions, that the laser diode you can turn to blue, which is extremely helpful, because when it was red, unless it got really big, I couldn't see it. Usually I could kill these guys a lot faster, but again, like, I'm trying to get to him.
Riddler, talk. Please, don't hurt me. I'll talk. I knew you would.
I heard the guy talk on Batman Arkham Origins. He does sound like, kind of like Kevin Conroy, but it's not the same thing. One Batman voice I really did like that a lot of other people didn't like is on Batman, what is it, The Dark Knight Returns? How do I not know that? I own that, and actually The Dark Knight Strikes Back, which, if you haven't read The Dark Knight Strikes Back, what a clusterfuck of a story that is. It doesn't even make sense. And the artwork, no offense if who's ever happened to made the artwork. I think it was Frank Miller's wife, actually, that helped out with that. In my opinion, it's absolutely atrocious. Bad comic book artworks is somewhat of a pet peeve of mine, and I know the story should be more important, but with comic books I think you need the whole package. I think Dark Horse comic books are hard for me to read because the artwork is so terrible in the majority of them, especially the Star Wars ones. I haven't read a lot of the recent comic books, but the Alien comic books and the older Star Wars comic books, the artwork's just so bad, and the colors are brown and green, and I don't like the color scheme. Let's do our best to try to follow the blood without getting lost in the museum again. And she sure did bleed a lot. So Batman needs some DNA from Ra's al Ghul, which I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry to whoever's a hardcore Batman fan. But they need blood mixed in with, I guess, whatever the hell the Lazarus pit's made out of that rejuvenates you. Because the serum, basically Batman's trying to look for a cure for the Titan toxin or whatever, which you'll learn about in Arkham Asylum. He got injected with it, which is a pretty nasty disease. I won't spoil it all the way and tell you exactly what it does, but it messes you up pretty bad. If you want to learn how, either go on Wikipedia or play the game. I suggest play the game. I don't want to go down if that's the wrong way. I did all this. My sister was getting married, and I had the PlayStation 3 in a hotel room, and they don't have a high-def television. And I did all this with a low-def TV, which they make games almost impossible to play these days with a low-def TV because it's hard to read the print and stuff like that. Where's the other blood stain? Oh, there, she's climbed up here. This is the most Batman's ever done any detective work in a game that I've played. I heard that the detective mode in the new game is supposed to be pretty elaborate. Make sure you look on the walls, because she likes to climb. And I probably went the wrong way. It's nice to know as much as she climbed, she decided to use the steps. I know they're supposed to be more provocative, but I don't like Harley Quinn's, non-Harley Quinn's outfits that she wears in these games. I think
the only way I'm gonna find that assassin is to locate more evidence.
Let me locate. This is a weird mode. It's kind of weird how they did this. But they tried to redo Harley Quinn's outfit, and I just remember Harley Quinn as
way to find Rage is to get a tracker on
as the way she looked in the animated series. She's a super popular character now. I don't think the younger fans of Batman realize that she actually originated from the animated series and not the comic books. And the guy who actually worked on the animated series, Paul Dini, actually wrote the story to this game, and sadly, again, another cutoff from the animated series. He has nothing to do with it. Thank you for waiting.
He will only continue to live because the great Rachel allows it. Call him off.
I can take her. Stand down.
Do not follow us.
All this time my TV's on, so I hope the background noise doesn't mess this video up too much. That's the only Robin outfit that I've seen that doesn't look absolutely ridiculous.
Get it analyzed and start searching the hospitals and emergency rooms. Anyone with this blood in them will be dead within 24 hours.
Whose blood is it? Oh, it's yours, isn't it? I'll get into the hospitals and come back. You need my help here.
I can handle it. You're needed in Gotham. Things could get worse, much worse.
You think? If Strange really knows who you are...
I always thought like Robin had the most flamboyant outfit for running around in the streets. And I really can't take Robin serious as a little boy. And the whole reason Robin was invented so like a kid could be like, I can be Batman too. But he looks pretty cool in this with his little hood and stuff like that. Line launcher. I got a new weapon. If I'm not mistaken, this is kind of like the thing from Batman Returns that he uses when he goes to the Penguin's lair. And he slides from one end to the other.
Do you think it's true? I don't know, man. But if it is, we need a plan now. With Penguin gone, Two-Face will make a move. He'll take over.
Forgot how it works.
Didn't Catwoman take him down? Nah.
Yeah, it works exactly like
He's
that.
coming back. No one knows how, but he will.
But anyway, we've played this game for a decent amount of time. Sorry I really didn't get to show you all that much, but there's a million videos of this game, of course none without my commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys later. You guys take care now. Bye. Thanks for watching. Forgot to say that. Always thank you for watching.